Hey guys, Travis Gillespie here. We've been working with inequalities and solving inequalities and graphing inequalities, and now I want to take a look at one more problem here, and it deals with negative numbers, if you're multiplying or dividing with negative numbers. So before we even graph anything, before we solve any inequalities and deal with variables, let's say negative 10 is less than negative 8. Well, this holds true. If you were to look at the number line, in fact, let's go ahead and just plot some points on this number line. So I'm going to plot a few here, and let's just look at negative 10 and negative 8. Well, I can see that negative 10 is a value that's less than negative 8 on the number line. It's a true statement. So this is a true statement here. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. Remember, if I do it to this side of the inequality, I have to do it to the other side of the inequality. You've got to keep them balanced. Alright, so remember, when you divide with two of the same sign, so a negative divided by a negative, you get a positive value. So negative 10 divided by negative 2 will give me positive 5. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 will give me positive 4. Now the question is, if I bring this inequality symbol down and keep it the same, will the statement hold true? Is positive 5 less than positive 4? No, this is not a true statement. Okay, so I've got to fix this, and in order to fix this, I'm just going to write that this is not a true statement, not true. Positive 5 is not less than positive 4. So I'm going to rewrite 5 and 4 below this, and I'm going to just put a line through this information since it's not true. And think about, what do I have to do to the symbol? Well, I've got to flip the symbol. So whenever you divide an inequality by a negative number, in fact, whenever you divide an inequality or multiply an inequality by a negative number, if you do it to both sides, guess what? You're going to flip that symbol. So now the symbol is going to flip, and we're going to say 5. In this case, it's not less than 4, it's greater than 4. And then I'm just going to write, this is true. Okay, so keep this in mind when we work with this next inequality. So this inequality that I'm going to write down, it's going to, let me change colors real quick. We're going to say negative 3x is greater than 24. Alright, so I've got to isolate x. I have to undo multiplication of negative 3. So I'm going to divide this side by negative 3. If I do it to this side, I've got to do it to the other side. So divide by negative 3. Okay, so once you set up the inequality so that you're either dividing by a negative number or multiplying by a negative number, go ahead and just put a little arrow above the inequality symbol to let you know you're going to flip it. Alright, so multiplication of negative 3 and division of negative 3 will cancel each other out. I'm left with, I'm just going to change colors real quick, I'm left with x is, and now look at that symbol, it's going to flip, so it's not greater than anymore, it's going to be less than. X is less than 24 divided by negative 3, which will give me a value of negative 8. Now I can graph this information. In fact, I want to plot some more numbers on my number line. I'm going to put positive 8 and positive 10. And I'm going to put a circle on negative 8. I know this circle is going to remain open because of the symbol, and x can be any value that is less than negative 8 or smaller than negative 8. So it's going to move to the left on the number line. I'll graph that arrow. And I can check my work by substituting any value that's along this arrow here. So I'm going to substitute negative 10 in for x in that original equation. So I have negative 3 times negative 10. It's greater than 24. Well, negative 3 times negative 10 will give me positive 30. So 30, is 30 greater than 24? Absolutely. This is a true statement. This graph has been graphed accurately, which means our inequality x is less than negative 8. It's a true statement. Cool stuff, guys. I'll see you in another video.